Communication. Communication. That is what I want us to think about and talk about on this week's episode of Minutes with MinistaMike. Communication. When you hear the word communication, what comes to your mind? Like I said, this free coaching is about bouncing words around and learning from the meaning I give to them and from the meaning that you will give to them. Communication. This week, when you hear the word communication, maybe at your workplace or around you, maybe you're learning something, maybe you are even reading about marketing communication or mass communication. When you hear the word communication, I want you to think about transmission. I want you to think about transmission. So, communication often means transmission, which means you transfer information, specifically information right now. You transfer something, virus, bacteria, but now we're talking about something, anything. You transfer something, you transmit something, you transfer it from one place to another or from one person to another. So, what are you transmitting this week? What is your energy transmitting this week? What is your energy communicating this week to every individual that will meet you, to every individual that will talk to you, to every individual that will listen to you? What are you transferring? What are you transmitting? What are you communicating? When you hear the word communication, I want you to think of transmission. You hear it often when people are talking about communicable disease, transmissible disease, a disease that can be transferred from one person to the other. So what are people catching from you? When people come in contact with you, what are they catching from you? People say, you're not communicating well. Every single individual that I've met in life are communicating something. Whatever you are getting from them is exactly what they are communicating. Whatever people are getting from you is exactly what you are transmitting. Whatever people are getting from you is exactly what you are transferring to them. If whenever people meet you, they are confused, you are transferring confusion. If when they meet you, they are more ignorant than they met you, that means you're transferring ignorance. If they don't really understand what you're talking about, that means you are transferring misunderstanding. Do you understand me? Every single individual, including you listening to me, you are always communicating. You are always transmitting. You are always transferring something from yourself to people. The question is, what are you transferring? What are you transmitting? What are you communicating? And also, when you hear the word communication, I want you to interpret it with the word impart. That is IMPART. Impart. Do you understand me? Not impact here. Is impart. That means you are in the school system. They said the teachers impart the students with knowledge. So, what are you imparting people with? Knowledge, bad energy, gossips, ignorance, or ideas? What are people catching from you when they are in your presence? When you enter a room without saying words, people are getting vibes about you. So I want you to go this week and work on whatever it is that you want people to catch from you. See, be intentional about your communication. Be intentional about your transmission. Be intentional about your imparting. Whatever you decide to impart, let it be what you want imparted. What you want to let people know about you is what you must impart to them. Do you understand me? That is what I want you to think about and talk about when you hear the word communication. Another word associated with communication is reporting. Yeah, you will hear that word more in mass communication, for example, in journalism. Communication also means reporting. What are you reporting? In the scriptures, in the Christian faith, there is a particular scripture that says, whose communication, whose report will you believe? So I want to ask you this week, what are you going to report to people? Good news or bad news? Good ideas or bad ideas? Gossips or knowledge? What are you going to report? And what type of report will you accept? What What type of report will you accept? Let me ask you also, whose report will you believe? If you are in the mass communication field, you will discover that if care is not taken, what you propagate, what you are reporting to people is bunch of fake news, is bunch of unverifiable news that when you check it more, you will discover that these are just lies. So what are you reporting? Are you reporting truth or lies? When you get to your workplace, what are you going to report? Truth or lies? In your relationship, what are you reporting? Truth or lies? In your sales page, what are you reporting? Truth or lies? In your marketing communication, what are you communicating? What are you reporting? Truth or lies? What is your company known for? What is your principle, your personal brand? What is it known for? Truth or lies? And as you go this week, I want you to close today and this week with this word. When you hear the word communication, I want you to think about spread, conveying, spread. You hear it a lot when COVID hits. Everybody is talking about people are catching the virus. The virus is spreading. People are communicating in quote. The virus is spreading. So when people come in contact with you, when people are privileged in quote to come into your personal space, what are you spreading? What are you going to spread? I want you to be intentional about your life. So as you go into this week, decide, I will be a conveyor of good ideas. I will spread good news. I will spread good vibes. I will spread good energy. Whatever people come into my personal space, I will communicate whatever is true, whatever is godly, whatever is of good report. That is what I will always communicate. Communication. That is what I want you to think about and talk about as you go into this week. Thank you, and I will talk to you next week. Bye for now.